it's time for our proportion and percent workout number 18. We are still working with percent bars today. And so our first problem says fill in the blanks to find 95% of 36. So we have percents on the bottom, whole numbers on the top. 100% is 36, 0 is 0%, and we're going to go ahead and start. I'm going to go straight to 10% because I just have to divide by 10, which means I'm just putting a decimal. So that's going to give me 3.6. And then to get to 5%, I'm going to take half of that. Well, I know that half of 36 is 18. So half of 3.6 is 1.8. Okay. So now I have 5% and I have 100%. I'm looking for 95%. So I'm just going to do 100 minus 5 gives me 95. So 36 minus 1.8 gives me 34.2. And that's our answer, 34.2. Okay, let's try the next one. If you're working on your own, pause the video and work this out and then unpause. If you're working in class, your teacher will pause. And so let's go ahead and work this one out when you get back. All right, hopefully you are back and have solved this one. We are finding 33% of 36. So we'll start with 100% on the top, 36 on the bottom, 0% across from 0. And then the first one that we're going to start with is 10%. Okay, 10% is always easy for me to find. So I'm going to find 10% right here. And that's 3.6. 20% would be doubling that. So when I double 36, I get 72. So this would give me 7.2. And then to get to 30%, I just have to add them up. And 6 and 2 give me 8, and 3 and 7 give me 10. So this gives me 10.8. For 30%, and now we want 33. So I need to have what 3% is. And so look here what I can do. 30 divided by 10 gives me 3%. So 10.8 divided by 10 would give me 3%. And so I'm just going to move that decimal. So 3% is 1.08. So we spent a lot of time, getting to 10 on our ratio tables, and that's the reason why. So now I'm going to grab a different pen color. So now I need to add the 3%, which is right here, and the 30% to get to 33. So I need to add 1.08 and 10.8. And when we add those up, you get 11.88. So again, we're getting a double-digit decimal answer from a fraction bar. And I've done no multiplication and division. All right, so that's the reason that we like these, because they make our solving so much more efficient and less room for mistakes. All righty, let's try our next one. So we're doing this one, we're going to be doing 78% of 36. If you're working by yourself, pause the video. If you're in class, pause. The teacher will pause. Hop back on when you have solved. Okay, well, hopefully you're back and you have an answer. I'm going to solve this one really quickly. So anytime I see 50, I usually go straight to the 50. So half of 36 is 18. And then we did halves again, right? So if I was to do half again here, each one would be worth 9. So this is also worth 9 right here to get to 27. So that's my 75%. Is 27. So now I need my 3% in order to get to that. I did my 3%. I used 1.08 just because I had it from the last one, okay? So I didn't resolve that one. If we were having to solve that one again, we would go down to 10 the 30 and then back, just like we did before. And then we just have to add our 3%, which is 1.08, and our 75%, which is 27. And 78% of 36 is 28.08. And then last but not least, our last problem of the day. If you're working alone, stop the video and work. If you're working in class, your teacher will stop. And we are solving for 36% of 78. Okay, hopefully you have finished solving. I'm going to show you really quickly how I got to 36% of 78. And so really quickly, I always mark my 50. Sometimes I need it, sometimes I don't. I usually do my 10%. Since I'm going to 36, I know I'm going to need a 5% and a 1%. So I've got a lot of stuff going on here. That's going to be my 5%, and then this will probably be my 1% here. You get the gist of it. Not perfect, but we get the gist. Okay. And then this is, if this is 50%, then 30 would be right about here. And that means 35% would be about right there. So I just kind of have all my little markers there, all the numbers that I might need. And now I'm going to grab a different color in blue for the numbers. Okay, so half of 78 is 39. I don't know if that's really going to help me or not, but I'm going to go ahead and put that there. I know I can go to 10%, which is 7.8. And I know that half of this would be 3.9 because half of 78 is 39. So so that's really why I wanted to do my 50, right? Or I could just divide 50 by 10. And then on the 1%, we're going to divide 10% by 10. So we're going to do 7.8, but it'll be 0.78. The 30 we can get by doubling, or we can multiply. I multiplied 10 times 3, so I'm going to do 7.8 times 3, because I know that 3 times 8 is 24, and 3 times 7 is 21. So this gives me 23.4 here for 30%. So I have 23.4 for my 30. I have 0.78 as my 1. And then I have 3.9. And if I add all those up, our final answer is 28.08. All right, does anybody notice anything? Hopefully you noticed that 78% of 36 was 28.08. And look how easy that was to solve. And then 36% of 78 is also 28.08, but it was not as easy to solve. Percents are reversible and they equal each other. So 78% of 36 is the same as 36% of 78. And so that is why they are interchangeable. So if you are struggling with the 78, flip your percent and solve it. So we could have solved this problem using that strategy, and we would have gotten the same exact answer just by rewriting our percent to be 78% of 36. So just a little cool thing we learned today. Percents are reversible. So 78% of 36 and 36% of 78 are both 28.08. And I know you don't believe me, so whip out your calculator and prove it to yourself. Have a great day. We'll be back for our workout number 19 next time I see ya.